Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, how much time do I really have left after the age of 70? It's a question that hits a little harder each year. Time feels more precious. Every moment matters more. And while no one can predict the exact day or hour our life will end, the truth is your body is already whispering subtle clues about how long you might live if you know how to listen. You might notice it in how easily you get up from a chair, how confidently you move through a crowd, how steady your hands feel when lifting something heavy. For some people in their 70s, life still feels vibrant. Their minds are sharp, their steps steady, their energy high. But for others, the shift is noticeable. They slow down. They feel fatigue more often. They begin to struggle with tasks that once came naturally. What causes this difference? It's not just genetics or good luck. In fact, research shows that certain key physical and behavioral signs can accurately predict your chances of living longer and staying healthier as you age. These are not myths. These aren't guesses or hearsay. They are backed by decades of observation, clinical studies, and measurable outcomes in older adults who've lived well into their 90s and beyond. In this video, we're going to explore 7 science-backed signs that indicate how long you're likely to live after turning 70. Some of them might surprise you. Others may be things you've never thought of as important. But together, they create a powerful picture of your future health, and most importantly, they offer a chance to take control of it. And don't worry, this isn't about doom and gloom. It's about awareness. Because the earlier you recognize these signs, the more time you have to respond, adjust, and improve your chances of a longer, fuller life. So before we dive in, I'd appreciate if you gave this video a like. It helps us share this message with others who may benefit. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell icon so you never miss any of our new insights into healthy aging and vibrant living. And if you find this video helpful, please comment 1 below. If not, comment 0. Your feedback helps me make better videos for you. Now let's get started. Your walking speed. When most people think about what affects how long they'll live, they usually focus on things like family history, nutrition, or medical records. While those are certainly important, there's one deceptively simple indicator that has a surprisingly strong link to longevity: how fast you walk. Yes, something as ordinary as your walking speed can reveal critical information about your body's overall condition. In fact, researchers have found that walking speed is one of the most accurate predictors of life expectancy in older adults. It's not just about getting from point A to point B, it's a full-body performance that reflects your strength balance, heart health, and even cognitive function. To help visualize this, imagine 2 men, both aged 75. Joe, despite his age, starts every day with a brisk morning walk. His steps are confident, his posture tall, his pace consistent. He doesn't avoid stairs. He doesn't feel out of breath during conversations. He can walk long distances without fatigue and rarely complains of soreness or instability. He moves through life with ease. Now meet Frank. He used to walk every day, but in recent years he's slowed down. His steps are shorter. He tires more quickly. He hesitates before crossing the street, avoids uneven ground, and prefers elevators over stairs. Sometimes he even feels slightly dizzy or unsteady. For Frank, walking has become a chore, something to be done slowly, cautiously, and always near a handrail. What separates Joe from Frank? In large part, it's walking speed, and what that speed reveals about how their bodies are aging. Walking speed isn't just a number. It reflects the health of your muscles, your joints, your heart, your lungs, and your brain. It even tells us something about your balance and reflexes. The slower you walk, especially if that change happens gradually over time, the more likely it is that your body is struggling with underlying issues. These might include reduced muscle mass, poor circulation, joint stiffness, or even early signs of neurological conditions like Parkinson's disease or dementia. And here's the dangerous cycle. Once walking becomes difficult, we tend to walk less. And the less we move, the faster our muscles weaken. Our bones become more brittle. Our cardiovascular endurance fades. Before long, we lose the independence we once took for granted. But here's the good news. Walking speed is one of the easiest signs to monitor and one of the most responsive to improvement. If you've noticed your pace slowing down recently, don't ignore it. See it as a signal, a message from your body asking for attention and care. Because unlike some health issues, you can do something about this one. You can improve it. Start small. Add a short walk to your daily routine. If you're already walking, try to slightly increase your pace. Use stairs instead of elevators when possible. Stretch often. Incorporate strength training or balance-focused exercises like Tai Chi or yoga. Even simple leg exercises while sitting like heel lifts or toe taps can help rebuild muscle endurance and joint stability. Walking regularly not only improves physical function, it also boosts mood, reduces the risk of falls, enhances brain health, and supports emotional well-being. In the end, how fast you move through life literally reflects how well you're likely to continue living it. So keep walking, keep moving, and pay attention to what your body is telling you. A strong, steady stride today might just be the secret to many more tomorrows. Your grip strength. Believe it or not, the strength of your handshake might be one of the clearest windows into your overall health and how long you might live. Studies have consistently shown that grip strength is a powerful predictor of longevity, especially in older adults. But we'll dive deeper into that in just a moment. Before we move on, take a second to reflect. How would you describe your own walking speed lately? Do you feel steady, confident, and quick on your feet? Or have you noticed yourself slowing down, avoiding stairs, or needing more breaks than before? If so, it might be time to make walking a priority again. Your future self will thank you. So far, we've looked at how something as simple as your walking speed can be one of the clearest indicators of your overall health and longevity. But walking isn't the only movement that matters. In fact, your ability to simply stand still on one leg might tell you just as much about how well you're aging. Let's move on to your ability to stand on one leg. It might sound surprising, but your balance, yes, your literal ability to stay upright is one of the most powerful predictors of long-term well-being after the age of 70. Studies show that the ability to stand on one leg for just 10 seconds is strongly correlated with increased life expectancy and a lower risk of health complications. Why is this such a big deal? Because poor balance doesn't just mean the occasional stumble or awkward step. It often points to weakening muscles, slowed reflexes, and even changes in brain function. All of these are red flags that, if ignored, can increase your risk of falling, breaking a bone, or losing your independence. Let's take a look at two women, both in their early 70s, Carol and Nancy. Carol has always made her health a priority. She walks daily, practices yoga a few times a week, and includes simple balance exercises in her routine. So when she lifts one foot off the ground, she holds the position with calm focus. She doesn't wobble or reach for support. Her body knows exactly what to do. Nancy, on the other hand, hasn't really given balance much thought over the years. She focuses more on sitting exercises or casual walks, but doesn't challenge her coordination. When she tries the same test, she quickly loses control, feeling shaky and unsteady. She grabs onto a nearby chair, surprised by how much harder it is than she expected. To the casual observer, this difference might seem minor. After all, isn't a little unsteadiness just part of getting older? Not exactly. What Nancy doesn't realize is that her poor balance is more than just an inconvenience. It's a potential warning sign. Weak balance often reflects declining coordination between the brain muscles and nervous system. It signals that your body's internal communication system is becoming slower, less efficient, and more prone to misfire. And that's not all. As we age, several physical systems work together to keep us upright, including our muscles, joints, inner ear, and even our eyesight. Natural changes in these systems can make balance more difficult. But lifestyle choices also matter. A sedentary routine, weak core muscles, and certain medications can drastically reduce your ability to stay steady. The real danger: falls. A single fall in an older adult can lead to months of recovery, hospitalization, or even permanent loss of independence. And yet balance is something you can improve at any age with the right exercises and attention. So, what can you do? Start today with something simple. Try standing on one foot for 10 to 15 seconds. Do it near a wall or chair for safety. If it feels easy, try closing your eyes or raising your arms. Practice walking heel to toe in a straight line. Consider adding Tai Chi or gentle yoga into your weekly routine. These movements don't just improve balance, they also help sharpen coordination and even boost cognitive function. If you notice that you're stumbling more, turning too quickly, and losing your footing or needing walls and furniture for support, don't brush it off. That's your body asking for help. The earlier you strengthen your balance, the better equipped you'll be to stay independent and active for years to come. Now let's turn to something just as vital but often overlooked: your sleeping patterns. How well do you sleep at night? It might seem like a simple question, but the answer can have a major impact on your long-term health. Sleep isn't just about resting. It's your body's time to reset, repair damaged cells, regulate hormones, and refresh your brain. In fact, your sleep quality is one of the strongest indicators of both physical and cognitive longevity. Many people assume that poor sleep is just an inevitable part of aging, that it's normal to wake up, often feel groggy, or struggle to fall asleep. But in reality, those sleep issues may be signals that your body is struggling to stay balanced. Take Henry and Bill, both in their mid-70s. Henry has maintained a consistent sleep schedule for years. He goes to bed around the same time each night, avoids screens late at night, and usually gets about 7 solid hours of rest. He wakes up alert, refreshed, and ready for the day. Because his sleep is stable, his body's systems from his heart to his brain are able to function at their best. Bill, however, has a very different story. He struggles to fall asleep. He tosses and turns. Some nights he wakes up multiple times, and other nights he only sleeps for 4 to 5 hours. Over time, the effects begin to show. He feels foggy during the day. His energy drops, his blood pressure becomes erratic, and his immune system weakens. He dismisses it as just getting older, but his sleep problems are accelerating his decline. Poor sleep isn't just about fatigue. It increases your risk of heart disease, memory problems, high blood pressure, and even depression. So what can you do if sleep has become a challenge? First, create a relaxing bedtime routine. Try to go to bed and wake up at the same time each day. Avoid screens an hour before bed. The blue light from phones and TVs disrupts melatonin, the hormone that helps you sleep. Read a book, take a warm bath, or listen to calming music instead. Next, look at your environment. A cooler, darker, and quieter room can significantly improve sleep quality. Avoid caffeine-heavy meals or alcohol in the evening, as all of these can interfere with deep sleep. And don't forget the role of light. Getting natural sunlight early in the day helps regulate your body's internal clock, making it easier to fall asleep at night. Sleep is when healing happens, both physically and mentally. If you've been ignoring poor sleep or dismissing it as normal aging, now is the time to take it seriously. Your future health depends on how well you rest today, and if you're still here, still watching, I appreciate you. Please comment the number 2 below to let me know you're staying with me. Your time means a lot, and I hope you're finding value in these lessons. Now let's move into the next critical sign: your appetite and eating habits. What and how you eat after 70 may be more important than ever. While it's common to associate appetite with body weight or digestion, your eating habits are actually one of the strongest indicators of your long-term health. A steady, healthy appetite supports energy, muscle maintenance, immune strength, and mental clarity. But when appetite starts to fade, it can be a red flag that the body isn't getting what it needs. We'll explore that next. But before we do, take a moment to reflect. How well are you sleeping lately? Are you waking up refreshed? Or are you dragging through your mornings relying on caffeine or naps just to feel halfway human? If your answer leans toward the latter, don't worry, but don't ignore it either. Now let's talk nutrition. We just explored how your appetite and eating habits can serve as powerful indicators of your overall health. But nourishing your body isn't just about what you eat. It's also about how you respond to the emotional and mental challenges that life throws your way. Because, as it turns out, your ability to handle stress. The way you manage stress, especially after turning 70, may reveal more about your future health than any medical test. While many think of stress as an emotional state, its effects are deeply physical. Chronic stress wears down the body over time, weakening your immune system, disrupting sleep, and increasing your risk for serious conditions like heart disease, stroke, and even Alzheimer's. Why? Because when your body is constantly in fight or flight mode, it never truly rests. The hormones meant to help you survive in a crisis begin to backfire, raising your blood pressure, suppressing healing, and flooding your system with inflammation. And over time, that kind of internal tension speeds up the aging process. Let's consider two men, both 76 years old, John and Richard. John has developed a calm, grounded approach to life's inevitable stressors. Whether it's a financial issue, a family conflict, or a sudden health scare, he takes a deep breath, steps back, and finds his footing before reacting. He's learned to redirect his energy, taking daily walks, practicing mindfulness, and talking things through with friends. His focus is always on what he can control, not what he can't. Richard, however, reacts very differently. Even small challenges, a misplaced bill, or a delayed appointment, send him into a spiral. He replays negative events over and over in his mind, often losing sleep and ruminating on things far beyond his influence. He tends to isolate himself when upset, and he rarely finds time for the outlets that once brought him peace. Over time, their differences begin to show not just emotionally, but physically. John remains energetic, mentally sharp, and adaptable. Richard, on the other hand, struggles with fatigue, high blood pressure, and poor sleep. His immune system is slower to respond, and his body simply doesn't bounce back like it used to. The truth is, unmanaged stress doesn't just make you feel bad, it literally damages your body at the cellular level. Studies have shown that chronic stress contributes to higher levels of inflammation, which is a key player in nearly every major age-related illness. But the good news, stress management is a skill you can learn even later in life. Simple habits like deep breathing, regular physical activity, journaling your thoughts, or practicing daily gratitude can work wonders. Meditation and mindfulness don't require hours of silence. Just a few minutes of focused breathing can lower your heart rate and calm your mind. Laughter, nature music, prayer, even small joys can provide relief. And don't underestimate the power of human connection. Talking with a friend or loved one, even just for a few minutes, can dramatically reduce stress. Knowing someone is listening without judgment brings comfort that no pill ever could. So let me ask you, how do you handle stress? Do you take time to reset, reflect, and release pressure? Or do you find yourself stuck in cycles of worry, frustration, and tension? If this message resonates with you, please let me know in the comments by typing the number 6 below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the perfect time to do so you never miss another important lesson like this one. Now let's explore the final sign, one that's often invisible but has the power to transform not just how long you live, but how well you live: your social connections. When it comes to living longer and healthier, few things are as important or as underestimated as your relationships. The strength and depth of your social connections are not just emotional comforts, they are measurable indicators of physical health, cognitive resilience, and even survival. In fact, decades of research have consistently shown that people who maintain strong social ties live longer, stay healthier, and report a higher quality of life. Let's meet Eleanor and Barbara, both 78 years old. Eleanor makes it a point to stay connected. She talks to her childhood friends regularly, attends a weekly book club, volunteers at her local community center, and enjoys weekend visits with her grandchildren. These social interactions, filled with laughter, conversation, and shared stories, keep her engaged and emotionally fulfilled. They give her a sense of purpose and connection that carries her through both good and difficult days. Barbara's experience is more isolated. Since her husband passed away, she's struggled to maintain her social circle. The once regular phone calls and outings faded, and she began spending more time alone. Although her children care deeply for her, she hesitates to reach out, worried she might be interrupting or becoming a burden. The silence slowly became routine, and along with it came feelings of sadness, fatigue, and growing disinterest in daily activities. This isn't just about emotional well-being, it's about biology. Loneliness has a direct impact on your health. It increases your risk of high blood pressure, depression, anxiety, cognitive decline, and even mortality. Isolation triggers the body's stress response, increasing inflammation, disrupting sleep, and weakening your immune system. On the flip side, even a few meaningful relationships can provide protective effects. Engaging conversations stimulate your brain. Shared laughter boosts your mood. A supportive friend or loved one can make you feel seen, valued, and alive. So how connected are you right now? If you've noticed that you're withdrawing, avoiding calls, or spending too many days without speaking to anyone, it might be time for a gentle change. You don't need a dozen new friends. Quality matters more than quantity. Reconnect with one old friend, join a hobby group, attend a local class, volunteer somewhere meaningful. Even scheduling a weekly call with someone you care about can bring joy and structure to your week. Remember, connection is not a luxury, it's a necessity, just as much as exercise, nutrition, or sleep. So take that step. Send the message, make the call. Your emotional health, your mental clarity, and even your physical resilience will thank you for it. Now that we've walked through all 7 key signs that can predict how long and how well you may live after 70, take a moment to reflect. Which one stood out to you the most? Was it your walking speed, your ability to stand on one leg, the way you manage stress, or perhaps the surprising power of connection? Whatever it was, that's your starting point. One small shift in awareness can create a ripple effect throughout your life. If you found value in today's video, please take a moment to comment below. Share the one thing you're going to apply starting today. Whether it's eating more mindfully, calling a friend, or going for a short walk, your health transformation begins with a single step. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue bringing meaningful content to help you live not just longer, but better. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.